All right, hey guys, we're going to do some. My bulb burned out, and I need to replace it. I don't have a bulb. I should have gotten one, but I don't have one. So yeah. So I'm operating without a background, so you can actually see me, although it's a little murky. Hey, what's up? My name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And we're going to be creating an adventure for Eberron using 5th edition 5e rules. I'm going to drop my volume down here to get that out of the way. I'm going to go through a quick intro here. If you're already familiar with the channel, you can skip ahead a minute and we'll get into the thick of things today. But for everyone else out there, yeah, so I've been running games since 1987. I've been a freelance illustrator since 1999, an Eberron enthusiast since 2004. And I've been creating content on the DMsGuild for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition since 2018. So I haven't created an adventure yet. So that's what we're doing right now. We're making an adventure, Crystals of Mabar. It's for 7th or 8th level characters. You're running around the Carnwood in Carnath on the continent of Cornivare, fighting undead, demon, and necromancers. Good times, a lot of fun. And we're doing all the artwork for the book. So this is the page that we've been working on. We're going to just dive back in and continue with the back row, and then we're going to litter some weapons in, some spears, and then once the spears are layered in, we're going to, actually maybe we'll resolve the Yugoloth first. So I'm just going to finish this back line here real quick. And then we're going to continue. Should actually bring this down a touch. Pull this back a bit. There. Cool, so you can still see what's going on back there. I stream, what was the last bits? Right, so yeah, we stream 10 times a week. Hey, new subscribers, thanks a lot, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we're live in the future. Here is a bunch of books that I've already created on the DMsGuild. You can check them out. They all have free previews, extensive free previews. Check them out. If they add value to the game, consider purchasing. Discord community, hang out, sharpen knives, have fun, play design. Patreon support for the blessed, thank you. And yeah, so check out my stuff. There you go. So we're going to be doing artwork here for maybe an hour or so right now. We're going to come back tonight around, it's like 6:30 something, 6:40 in Seattle right now. So we're going to be back at 6 o'clock tonight. And roll for a few hours working on the Bastion campaign supplement that we've been creating here on stream. And then I'll be back tomorrow morning to continue working on this on this book off stream when you don't see me. I'm typically working on the layouts for this book, which are slowly coming together. Hey Fox, it's good to see you. I'm pretty well rested today. My camera fritzed out, so I have Logitech software is the program that I use for like my virtual background to drop the Ravnica Guild sign in the background, but sometimes it craps out. And then the light bulb, I have a ceiling fan that normally provides my source of light, and it's apparently, I need to get a new bulb. So if I don't have the backlight, my background, it's obviously very dark. So the virtual green screen has issues registering me from the background because of my hair. So it ends up being like this giant moving black blob, and it's really obnoxious. So it's better just to show my natural environment than to go to the store and get a light bulb right now. Do you draw on a brick or on glass? I use a Wacom 6x9 tablet. It's a Wacom Intuos 2. I use the Wacom Art Pen. Here's the 32-inch monitor that I use. I am blind enough that I'm literally this far away from it. So it's a good sized screen. But that's how blind I am. So I need to use a really, really large screen, really, really close to my face for me to do any artwork at all. Because I don't have any space here horizontally, I have to have a really small tablet. Down here, my tablet, and then my keyboard, and then my coffee. Yeah, coffee, water. My little figurines and stuff. My magic dice. Anyway, that's my setup. A rare glimpse due to technical issues. Right on. Yeah, so it's really tight in space. Almost all the action that I do in drawing is like inside of this space, because that's the only room I have between my chest and the keyboard. And so I'm arting like this by hitting keyboard binds up here with my fingers to switch the tools, and I'm doing artwork down here, and then I've got my coffee set up over here. And my water set up here. And my microphone. It just it hangs off board here, connected to the back end of the desk. And it drapes forward along the side of the monitor. And then it just hangs down at a right angle, and just kind of like bumps up against my sternum here. So the sound got a lot richer and fuller once I had it basically pressed up against where my throat, my chest is anyway. I guess that makes sense that it would come through more strongly at that point. But I hadn't considered it until I did it. So once you know, you know. So I probably won't have the bulb changed out today, but I'm going to stream at 6 o'clock tonight to work on the Bastions system some more. It's really it was really storming last night in Seattle. We don't get thunder and lightning at all, like ever, and we had a little bit of it last night. And I almost lost power a couple of times. My backup battery on my computer squawked a couple times while I was working on page layouts. But it's still just super blustery out today, which I love, because I'm a wind chimes enthusiast. So literally on the other side of my monitor here is the outside wall to my patio. And I can hear all the wind chimes. I have wooden and metal wind chimes that they're just absolutely getting battered in the wind right now. It's fun to listen to them. So that's really relaxing. And then I have a fireplace right down there. I was burning a fire last night while the storm was kicking. It was so relaxing. It was so relaxing. So I had a really, really good night. I had to help family with vacation travel stuff. So I didn't have my normal day. And by the time I was done helping, I was like, it's getting kind of late already. I'm just going to stay offline and just do my own thing. And so I've got... because of vacation time, I have open space in my schedule, so I'm going to have a very rare Tuesday night stream instead of Tuesday lunch. So we'll run from 6 till 9, which isn't unusual in the Bastion system, which is not unusual, but it's typically Tuesdays are family days, and there's no family around right now for me to day with, so I'm going to stream tonight, and I'll be back to my regular schedule tomorrow. So we'll be on tomorrow morning to do more artwork like this, and then I'll be back on Thursday morning for more of this, and then Thursday night we'll have more bashing campaign work, and then on Friday morning and Friday lunch, like usual, everything will be back to normal as is. So just a little bit of a disruption this week in the middle of the week. That there, here. So yeah, let's do that. Gonna do this. I wasn't as productive as I would like to have been last night, but it was very self-nourishing. And that's probably the best thing I could have for myself, honestly. Let's pick up some of this. Yeah, oh my God. Well, I won't rub it in your face, but I love fire. I grew up with a fireplace in my bedroom when I was a kid. We had a pretty cool, I lived on a horse ranch, so we had a really cool ranch house. So I had my bed, and like 5 feet away from my bed was a fireplace. With wood paneling everywhere except for around the base of the fireplace with stone. That was really fun. Got me into chopping wood, and we lived on the edge of a forest, so there was plenty of firewood to be able to pull. This was in Missouri. We were on our own. We had our water came from a natural spring that was about 300 feet underground beneath the property. So it was just natural spring water as well. And Missouri is excellent for just good living conditions. It really is. Gorgeous environment. Crazy weather changes, but beautiful. It's Seattle's like the evergreen version of the deciduous Missouri. Same kind of hilliness, same like rogue patches of fog that'll be between hills and neighborhoods, and micro storms. Like you'll have weather changes here in Seattle every block, and you'll have that in Missouri as well. Missouri has a much broader temperature change over the course of the year and has much higher humidity in general. Seattle is a much more temperate, less volatile region, but it's between mountains and ocean, with the Olympia Peninsula cutting off Seattle from any real heavy weather coming in off of the ocean. It blows across the peninsula, and then it hits the Puget Sound, where Seattle was built on as a port. And then once it hits Seattle and it blows through that region, it hits the Cascade Mountains, rises up and becomes desert land beyond that till you get to Idaho. So a really interesting system this far up north. Like they say, we have the only temperate zone rainforest in North America. And it is gorgeous. This is a really, really cool place. Seattle's a really cool place to just to see environments. It's a lot of fun. I'm not much of an outdoorsman because I can't see worth a shit, so I end up breaking myself more often in venturing. But I appreciate the natural, just how gorgeous the environment is around here. Free transform to bring this guy down a bit. There, like that. So we bring this guy in. Oh, cool. Right on. I'll check it out after stream. I generally don't poke into Discord during stream, but I will check it out. Yeah, no kidding, right? I respect online privacy for sure. I'm gonna do a light fade like this here. Nothing too intense. I suspect I'll end up making this one a little bit larger though. What if we do this? Hate it. That's much better. There, I think I can probably tone this out a little bit. Yeah, like that. this in the shape. There you go. And I can put this in a very light opacity here. There we go. Round that out and then drop it in here. There we go. That feels pretty good. There. You know, I made a real revelation last night while I was working on page layouts that I need to go through and reword every instance of where it talks about like if characters try to hide. Because in 2024, hide mechanics are so simple that you can just basically write if any character that attempts to hide rolls with disadvantage or rolls with advantage, or any character that attempts to hide, if they fail, XYZ, if they succeed, XYZ. There is no DC I need to worry about anymore, because the way that hiding in 2024 works is that if you attempt to hide, you make a stealth check, DC 15. If you succeed the check, you hide. Whatever your die result was is the difficulty for someone to spot you. So when you're running adventures, like if your characters attempt to remain hidden in the mist, they do so with advantage when they are beyond 20 feet, and they can overhear the following conversation or something like that. If they fail to hide, they are discovered in D4 rounds after the characters have an opportunity to listen to the conversation for a moment. Here's the conversation, blah blah blah, like that. But the hide, it's baked in now. If you want to make the hide check, if you don't make at least a 15, you don't hide at all. You're just basically hanging out like an idiot. So it really is simple. It's very, very simple. Initiative is the same way. If you surprise somebody, that person's at disadvantage. There you go. It's very simple. I like how they've simplified these ideas. I'm not 100. I would like to have seen grappling work the same way. You make a grappling check, you hit with a DC 15 at least. Now you've grappled the target. They have to use your result to escape the grapple. I think that would have been a better way of being consistent with that ability check system. But that success threshold is still a yes or no. It's still a binary yes/no answer result. But it creates a variable on the back end for people to resist against. And I think if they had leaned into that a lot more, I think 5.5 would have felt a lot more innovative than how the general taste that people have is that there hasn't been a lot of revision. There has. It's just, it's subtle, and they haven't really done anything to shout out how they've simplified mechanics. Like, they aren't spotlighting their own achievements in this. And I actually think that's an achievement for them to have changed the efficiency of those die rolls that way. I think it makes tons of sense. But they aren't very good at PRing themselves. It's weird. The crowd more in the center. Yeah. And it would have pinched, and it would have squeezed along the text too much. Good balance of weight of the taller boss in the pack. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There's going to be a thicket of pikes here to fill this space in. And it's not so much that, I mean, he's not proportionately much bigger than anyone else around, but he's risen up, so it creates, it doesn't, the effect I want to do is like have him to literally rise above the crowd, but it doesn't come across the same way, you know. I can have him up like this a little bit, so he still stands out, but doesn't. It's a vibe that I don't know if I'm actually accomplishing it very well. I want to see better grapple system, which feels off in DD. I honestly think that'd be a good one. If you hit the, like, if you're going to grapple, you hit the armor class. If you succeed, that becomes your attack roll becomes the difficulty to escape the grapple. That feels very simple. Now it's, for the most part, I initiate grapple, I succeed, so you have to escape. And that's too binary. But grappling doesn't have much of an impact overall. So yeah, I think I can safely add in spears and shit now. So I'm going to let the Yugoloth sit where he's at. And I think where I'm going to want to put in pikes and stuff, it's probably going to be somewhere around this level here. Yeah, it's this space right here. Weapons. There we go. Yugoloth is where? Thank you. Something like that should do pretty good. I'll make this one a little bit smaller here. Like that. Doesn't have to be too complicated. I do want to thicken them up a little bit more than that, but that's the vibe. Where you coming in from, buddy? There you go. Oh, so many layers. Yeah. I'm gonna pinch a little bit of extra detail in there, but I wanted to, yeah. Have that as my base. Once I get these done, I will poke at the Yugoloth a little bit more. It needs better detail. Once I get these done, I will poke at the Yugoloth a little bit more. It needs better detail. There. And nope, too big. Off kilter there, like that. There we go. And then clean that up a little bit, thin it down. Subtle. Doesn't have to be too much. I don't like this one. It's fucking with his line too much. There. Yeah, I don't want it to be overwhelming, but that's enough. Maybe. Yeah, that's crossing weird. No, leave that blank. Fit those back. There you go. That one. That'll do. Cool, that works. And let's go back down to here and get some rust detail on the shield back here. I feel like there's, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it helps balance out the, yeah, that space was just too void. There's a line missing here, but I think I reworked it so that it's, this is not the final text. There's some text there, that text got futzed around, but it doesn't drop down. It's still that lower line there. between, like, this gets cut off. I had to rework the lines because I had a hanging widow down here before. I cut it off here, but then I reworked just the text in general. And I haven't refilled the page, but it's the same line count as it was before. So like that. Thanks for the affirmation. Where are you coming from? Yeah, okay, then. Guess that's okay. All right, so 2 more objectives for this piece to get finished. I need to put in fog in between the soldiers' feet, so that I can add in a little bit of greenish tinge into it for the putrescence that is in the manifest zone in general, and I need to resolve the Yugoloth. So I'm going to add in, I think, a little bit of darker bit down in here. And we're going to let ground fog take over a lot of that. I'm going to trim this down. And let's see. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's switch gears, go over to Yugoloth, and then we'll take care of Yugoloth, and then we'll start feeding in fog. That seems like the right way to do. So let's go with line and color. You know what? I just want to go with line and color, and I feel like I want to just merge these layers together. And just work on it. I should. You know what? I should go fetch the new Yugoloth art that they have in the 2024 book, D&D Beyond. You know what? I should go fetch the new Yugoloth art that they have in the 2024 book. There we go. Now, this one shows an Ultraloth with 2 eyes, but mine's a Cyclops because it's made from the Eye of Mabar. Boom. There, perfect. That was easy. No. Let's grab that art. I think I want to look at these colors real quick. I think I've got a purplishness going on with my guy here. I'm kind of gray tone, aren't I? And I've kind of got a green push on his skin, which is very okay. My color palette's not that far off. So I'm going to use this as my base layer here. And I'm going to use this new reference illustration for both details, armor details. I like that teethy motif it's got. And we'll also use it for highlights and shadow and darker, so we can punch up the contrast on this to match the contrast of the troops around a little bit better over in this area. So there's more of a contrast detail area around here. So adding more detail and contrast to the Yugoloth, even though it's a few ranks back, will help keep attention naturally drawn to this naturally drawn to this part of this front corner of the illustration, and it just kind of washes out a bit more as we move further away, which is appropriate for a foggy environment. But at the same time, I want to use that. I need to up the contrast and values for the Ugoloth, so it's matching the space. It's too much of a, I think it's too much of a transition, and drives back the value of what the Ugoloth is. So I'm going to raise him up again here, just a smidge. I'm going to do some general form cleanup here around the piece. And I actually think I want to conceal the weapons. Look at that. I'm going to conceal the weapons for now so that they don't distract me. Yeah, we're going to start here, like roughly like this. Clean up those lines a little bit. There you go. So much of my technique is smudging. I like pushing the pixels around like they're clay. I think that's fun. It might not be as efficient as erasing and repainting or like doing color overs and stuff, but I don't know, there's something organic that I feel. Like digital is such a cold medium that having this physical interaction with the pixels by pushing them around feels like I'm regaining a level of like realism, you know, like tactile. It becomes a more of a tactile medium for me this way. I can't work in color in the real world because I don't see color. So if I want to work in color, I am forcibly limited to stay digital, unless I'm just painting in black and white, or it's like a monocolor, like a color wash sort of piece. But I can't work in diversity like this because I don't know how to mix colors. I can't mix colors by eye, and there's no formula. Here I've got the RGB slider over here on the right hand side of the screen. So that lets me know what colors I'm working in and to use the numbers of it to be able to be my color vision. I know what, generally skin tone looks like. I know what fire is like. I know what tree bark is like. I'm familiar with these different options at this point. So I can for the most part operate in color here online, but I can't move outside of it. So this sense of pushing pixels around is like it's a connection that I don't think I'd ever otherwise have. I'm trying to get this line here. Thank you. I spy with my eyes something that is text. What's up? I've had that feels like paper. Oh, neat. And it makes a huge difference in drawing and writing. Digital art has grown so much. Yeah. There's the way Coast Intuos 2 has just a little touch of grit to it. It's a very fine tooth, but it's there. It's not quite like Cintiq or Hugh Young Glass. But yeah, that texture really actually matters. Let's grab. What do you got for me, buddy? Here. That's a good shadow. Purpley. What exactly is going on here? That explains it. I was set a low opacity somehow. I'm like, why am I not getting any traction on this stuff that I'm doing? But we got it figured out now. We've got a lighting effect coming out of that eye. I've got a thing about glowing eyes. I don't know what it is, but I like monsters with eyes that glow weird colors and stuff. Bear. I want to bring that way in. There we go. Like that. This antenna thing we got going on over here, this is the symbol from a bar. Each of the planes in the Eberron setting has like its own like runes that you use like in rituals and stuff involving those planes. So the Eye of Mabar as an artifact has the symbol of Mabar basically as its pupil. If the ritual completes, the manifest zone becomes permanent, and the ritual caster, as the ritual proceeds and the necromantic energy in the nexus intensifies, it's like this necrotic chrysalis forms around the caster and the artifact. And during the 40-day gestation period of the ritual, the caster's body is dissolved, and if you break the chrysalis to sabotage the ritual, the artifact will take whatever material it got from its host and form a lesser powerful Yugoloth for the party to fight. But if it's allowed to complete the ritual, Ultraloths are like CR13 creatures. They're for 8th level characters, they're serious. That's a serious threat. But the adventure is pretty much set that as long as your characters don't fuck around too much, I mean, they have days to finish the ritual. It's the item of bar is an actual artifact, so it has like these minor and like significant effects that it bestows upon the user if they're attuned to the artifact. And while you're performing the ritual, the caster doesn't need to eat, sleep, or breathe. They just focus on the ritual, and they're basically compelled to perform the ritual for as long as possible, which is 46 days. The cycle of the moon Cypherus, which is linked to the plane of Mabar. It has a 46-day lunar cycle. So start the ritual on a new moon. Let it run 46 days, and at the end of that time period, during that time, the manifest zone manifests and intensifies. And by the end of the 46 days, it's been a full cycle. The manifest zone then permanizes, and the ritual ends. The caster is then fused to the Eye of Mabar, and it hatches from the necrotic chrysalis as a new Ultraloth, a rare instance of how a Yugoloth can be created. Ultraloth are the masterminds and generals of the Yugoloth army, as it were. So they don't get made often. So this is a huge, like, to have this ritual complete is a huge success for the Ultraloth, or for the Yugoloth army in general. And with the manifest zone permanizing, it creates a permanent rift to the plane of Mabar that the Ultraloth can use to bring troops through to start invading the world. But your characters get involved around day 40, 42. So you have plenty of time to end the ritual before it truly completes. And if it falls short, it ends up making a like an Archaloth. I think it's a CR5 beast-like creature. It's a pale shadow of what an Ultraloth would be, but that's the success. That's the reward the characters get for disrupting the ritual, fighting a significantly less powerful Yugoloth. The Emerald Claw cultists that are performing this ritual, they don't know that's what happens. They have notes from Ader Academy about how the ritual works, and they're confident they can perform the ritual, but it doesn't go into detail the price that the caster has to pay. And they're 40 days into this, and they're like, they can't see, like the Solzu, the one that's performing the ritual. He's basically paralyzed and stuck performing the ritual until it completes because of the compulsion. And with the chrysalis formed up, his allies can't really see in what's happening to him. They can still see a humanoid outline shape inside the chrysalis, and the ritual is still being performed. So I guess everything's okay, right? they're not 100%. They're not sure. And when slash the ritual ends, they realize what happens. They're like, oh shit, we kind of, wow, okay, well that's happening. If the ritual completes, the sorcerer, but basically the Ultraloth would gain all of the spell casting ability of the ritual caster, plus all of his knowledge, like his intimate familiarity with Karnath military secrets, locations, strongholds. The guy that's Solzu, the guy that formed this operation that's performing the ritual, he got really far along in military, a pretty high level military officer during the war before Blood of Vol was outlawed and the Emerald Claw was basically declared to be a terrorist organization. So suddenly he's no longer a decorated hero. He's wanted for war crimes involving necromancy. It's like, but you hired me to do this. So he feels really betrayed. So he wants to use the secrets that he knows to accumulate as much power as he can before he has to yeet out of here permanently. Then the adventure describes this stuff. So there's a lot of, I guess, backstory and stuff that gets fed into this. Let's lift his head up a bit here, and pull this neck up. Gotta call her. We're gonna have to reference Liu Kang. He's got a real Mortal Kombat look to him. Let's fix my shit. I'm gonna keep this in here like that. I'll keep this like that. We can extend it out a little bit more. Grab that. Let's drop that down a lot more. Cleaned up like that. Here, this is going to be like that. I want his garb to match what's in the player's in the monster manual, so that it connects more immediately for the viewer. This is what we're messing around with, so I'm gonna fix all of this. It looks cooler this way anyway. Went our last 20-minute kick this morning. I'm really really looking forward to getting back to working on Bastions tonight. I am absolutely loving. I'm loving that supplement. It's going to be such a cool book when it's done. I get to run my own Bastion campaign tomorrow with my home table co-workers. I do that on either Mondays or Wednesdays typically, and this week it's on Wednesday tomorrow. So I will not be streaming at lunch tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. What is going on with my collar? Here, that feels pretty good. Yeah, big old wrestler belt here. Yeah, this is working out. Come on, man, you gotta be kidding me. That explains a lot. Let's merge these back together. Start adding some highlights in here to bring out some of that stronger lighting. There we go. That feels better. Better. Yeah, this is coming along. We'll get there. We'll get there. Something just popped in my head. 742? Okay, we're doing okay. Good coffee. I'm using a Kahlua medium roast with a splash of amaretto in it. Super tasty. Bring that up like that. Meow. Hey, how you doing, Steve? I'm here for another 20 minutes. Welcome. we'll be working on Bastions tonight from 6 p.m. Seattle till 9 o'clock probably. Continuing to resolve the different ways of expressing facility benefits, locking down that language further. With a good 3-hour stretch tonight, we should be able to make some real good progress. But I like how that system is coming along. Once we lock down those facilities, we're getting close to having a rough draft completed. I'm pretty excited about that. Granted, it's just the mechanics that we have in place. It's going to take a little while for us to suss out like exactly what we want to say about all the things that there is to say, so that like get a conversation going with the DM. Why am I not getting... Here. Darker. Damn it. Thank you. Oh yeah? You're up around here too, aren't you? Ran put of ink. I don't know what that means. Right, right. God, man, that storm last night. We don't get thunder or lightning up here often, but we did last night. Crazy wind. I almost had my power go down 2 or 3 times last night. My backup power on my computer kept going ding. Oh, ran out of ink. Oh, I get it. Now I get it. I'm a little dense sometimes, don't mind me. Like that. Don't need crazy detail in that hand. I'm starting to feel itchy for Spelljammer again. There's a lot of stuff. If I had infinite time, there's a ton of fun stuff I would love to do for Spelljammer, but it's I try to work on whatever is the most innovative, cutting edge stuff that's on my plate first, because they're new ideas that take the that can take like 5e in different directions, or at least your campaign. It's like the color mana system was a really big itch because it was a completely different magical system, right? That's pretty expansive. The Spelljammer Combat and Exploration book, I wanted to get that out because it was really pushing the idea of scale and size and movement in 5e, which is what I think Spelljammer expresses the best. Like what Spelljammer is the best at expressing is that you can have these massive scales of both exploration and combat for your characters to have different types of campaigns. If WotC's still leaned into that style of developing splat books, that could have been really, really cool to see. But as it is, it turns out that I'm the guy that's expressing it, so I'm very proud of that. Very thankful. And so once we get Bastions done, we'll have an open line for us to work on the mass combat book that we were developing in tandem with the original Bastions idea that we had for Command. But since 5e went in this different direction, I want to honor that direction, and I'll just save the Command ideas for myself. But you know, for a third-party project. But yeah, still do mass combat using the 3E rules that exist, and this feels off. I want to grab and pull this down here, and then I want to free transform, and again bring it in a little bit further, like that. Huh. Yeah, like that. So, the Eye of Mabar is like the symbol of Mabar. It's basically like this. So I kind of want to make like if this is a bullet point list, like here, I kind of want to put like little eyes as the bullet point markers. So it'd be like a little custom icon we would have for like every time there's a bullet point in the adventure, just have like a little eye of Mabar, eye of Mabar, eye of Mabar, eye of Mabar. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, once we finally finish the layouts, we'll be able to start playing around with the actual like page dressing and the illustrations. Like what's the background going to look like? What's the texture on the pages going to look like? We can dive further into that. Since we'll have the entire composition done to be able to measure these things against. Everything in its proper order. So we're getting there. Pages take a while. It's unfortunate how long it takes for me to do the page layouts, but it is what it is. I can't rush the process. It's the pain of figuring out how to make it work is the skill is the act of learning how to actually create those proportions, that sort of dynamic, which I'm going to need for potential upcoming Kickstarter projects in the future. So I do not lament the time that it takes for me to learn, damn it, how to do these things. It's no. Yes. It's that pressure of wanting it to be completed that helps actually me understand the process of creating them. It's the annoyance. God, my head's tilting a lot. It's the annoyance of having to learn slowly that that helps lock into my brain, because the faster I learn the thing, the quicker I don't have to worry about it anymore. That can just become just a natural part of the working. Like right now, I have to think about everything that I'm doing in the page layouts. Just like if you have to think your way through an illustration, your tempo, your pacing for that illustration plummets to trash because you're having to micromanage every little thing that you do, as opposed to like if you're doing something that you're so familiar with that you can just do it in your sleep. It's that same sort of cadence. I can do. Thank you. Like I can do like 8.5 by 11 2 columns page layout. I can do that really easily. That's not a challenge. I've done a ton of those books. But this is a completely different way for me to process page layouts. So I have to learn everything differently. And that difference is going to make me stronger. I just have to be patient with the process. I see the process, so I can be patient with the process. I don't think if I wasn't able to see it, oh, that arm just feels off now. If I couldn't see the process, I think I'd be incredibly frustrated with it, because it does take time. Yeah, this should probably be down here like that. All right. Well, we're not going to get this done in the 30 seconds that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. This arm here should probably be brought in at this point. Like here. Yeah. This guy's going to turn out all right. Yeah, it's gonna look really cool when it's done. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this. All right, we're going to just freeze it here. This is where we're supposed to be at. And when we come back tomorrow morning, we'll continue work. We should have this guy done tomorrow morning, and then we'll add in atmospheric effects and probably be done with this, which probably means on Thursday plus maybe Friday we'll be starting in on the artifacts next door. All these guys over here. But in the meantime, that's it for now. So I'm going to bounce out of here. I'll be back at 6 o'clock tonight. That's 10 hours from now. We'll be back on to work on the Bashing Campaign source book. And see you guys then. Cheers. Thanks a lot for being here.